Okay, Will and Brad, let's have a look at some things here. Let the swing run a couple of times here for you. Very good. You've been doing some very good work. I think it was a good idea. We ended up going out onto the golf course today and actually playing some holes. That's how we truly learn to play the game, is out there on the course, going through the process of playing shots, pre-shot routines, and hitting different kinds of shots actually on the golf course. But in terms of your swing here, Will, got some really good things going on. Again, as we think about our swing, we want to know that it's just a matter of keeping it simple. From a face-on view, we're going to set up in this A-frame setup position. And from a down-line view, we want to feel a good spine angle, which you're doing here, anticipating that we're going to move the club through a good plane during the swing. We can even go ahead and look at your head movement here from a downline view. But a couple of things. Mechanically speaking, you're doing some very good things with the golf club, Will. Got it working in a good plane. We can see as you go from a ready position here to the set position at the top of the swing. At this point in the swing, if we just kind of identify where the golf club is mechanically, it's setting pretty good there. Not a bad position at all. And we'll transition through the top of the swing. A couple of things I want to talk about as far as staying a little more connected through that transition area we'll look at in a minute. But as you start your go move out of the set position at the top, it's now that we want to make sure that as we get down in here to this 9 o'clock to 3 o'clock impact zone, we've got some good things happening with the angle, as far as how we're ultimately going to release the angle through that 9 o'clock to 3 o'clock impact zone. Very good here. You got some good, very good arm release taking place right there, Will. Love that. And then notice how as you come through to the finish of your swing, your club, again, is finding its way right back into the same position from the standpoint of the plane that you're in that you were on the backswing. Here it is in your backswing position. Then you initiate your go move through the bottom, 9 o'clock to 3 o'clock impact zone. Get the arm release to happen nicely, and you can see how the club's coming back up, essentially exactly where it was during your backswing, up around the set position in the backswing. So mechanically speaking, that's some very good stuff that you have going on with your golf club. So having said that, you know, that the mechanics of the swing are good, then what we want to begin to think about is how our body is physically supporting those mechanics. And as I said, when we when we make that backswing movement to the set position, excuse me, right through this area here, our arms get a little disconnected from our shoulders and body. Now that you can see how your shoulders essentially have stopped moving at this point. You can see it particularly well over here. But your shoulders will stop moving and your arms continue a bit. That's a little bit of a disconnect move. Now, there are some very good players who make that same movement, but it does create a situation where your timing has to be really good in terms of getting reconnected on the downswing. And in this part of the swing, you have gotten reconnected right there. Your arms and shoulders are working in a pretty good position. The club's right in plane as you approach that 9 o'clock to 3 o'clock impact zone. And over here from a face-on view, the angle again is going to be the angle formed between our shaft of the club and our arms as we make the move through that impact zone. Again, through the impact zone here, we want a good release of our arms taking place, which you do right there. That's good action right there. And we also want a good release of our body taking place to help support that arm release. This is where I think we need to talk a little bit and get to where as you come through impact, you are in fact releasing your right side a little bit better. You can see here how the right side is kind of holding back a little bit right there. We want that right hip, knee. You'll actually end up rolling your ankle inward a little bit. Get a little bit of a right ankle roll so that your left knee releases, your right knee will be releasing kind of right into your left knee. And essentially your whole right side releases nicely. You see how everything's kind of hanging back? And that's, in all likelihood, part of the reason that you have a little bit of a problem hitting some hooks, because that right side isn't releasing well. We'll end up kind of flipping the club a little bit right through this area with our hands. So if we just get to a point where we're letting that body release a little bit better, right there through the 9 o'clock to 3 o'clock impact zone, and that would be, about waist high, through the through your swing, right through this area is your 9 o'clock to 3 o'clock release area, impact zone. At this point, we want our body and arms releasing nicely into the finish of the swing. Now here, ultimately, toward the end of the swing, you do get your right side releasing nicely right there. Finally starts catching up with the rest of your body. And you end up in a beautiful impact position. That's a tour caliber finish to a golf swing right there. Beautiful. But as I say, and again, want to keep the swing very simple. Think about it from the standpoint of having good mechanics going on. That's your golf club and what it's doing during the swing. And then have your body athletically support that the movement of that club. Have your body physically support the mechanics of your swing in a simple fashion. Having your arms release and your body release through impact is what it's really what it's all about. And then, of course, more importantly is taking what you've got and making it work to the best of your ability when you're on the golf course, which is mainly what we focused on today. I think that needs to continue to be the focus and the concentration. Get that short game really on point. Get that putting sharpened up so that you raise your level of consciousness as a golfer. And the best tournament players are always very confident with their ability to get the ball in the hole, especially when they're up around the greens from 100 yards in. That's where we really make hay as far as the scoring in the game of golf goes. So everything's looking good, buddy. Again, we want to raise your level of consciousness as a golfer, get your belief system really strong. We'll do that by making sure that we're staying on point from the mechanical perspective and then the physical perspective, your body and how it supports the mechanics, and then making the most out of how we're able to play tactically when we're on that golf course. All right, it's looking really good, pal. Look forward to getting together with you and doing some more work, okay? All right, talk with you later.